Hello, I am Ankur Sinha. So, welcome to this tutorial on Python. In this tutorial, we are going to cover the basics of Python. Python is a general purpose programming language which is used in a wide variety of areas. In this tutorial, we are going to look at the syntax of Python, various data types that are there in Python. We are also going to look at file handling aspects, operators, functions, various packages that are commonly used in the area of data science. So, let us get started with the tutorial. So, Python was first created by Guido van Rossum and released in the year 1991. It is a very powerful programming language with efficient high level data structures. Python became popular around 2005-2006 when the people in the area of data science started using Python for programming and they started releasing the packages in Python. It is an interpreted high level general purpose programming language that features a dynamic type system and automatic memory management. Now, these are a lot of jargons. So, if at all you look at the Wikipedia page, this is what it says. You can see the jargons like interpreted, high level, general purpose programming language, dynamic type systems and automatic memory management. So, what do these different jargons mean? It also states that Python supports multiple programming paradigms like procedural and functional programming. So, let us try to understand what these jargons are before we get started with the tutorial. So, interpreted. So, Python has an interpreter. So, that means that every time you write a particular statement or command, it is executed by the interpreter. So, people who have a background in C or Java, you might know that your file that you write is first of all converted into assembly language and then it is converted into a machine readable code, after which you can execute your code. However, in Python what happens is as soon as you write a particular statement, the interpreter interprets it and it is immediately executed. And therefore, if at all you write a set of statements, the interpreter goes through one statement at a time and goes on executing it. So, there is no compilation activity that goes on in Python. It is a high level language. The reason why we are calling it a high level language is because there is a strong abstraction from the details of the computer. You really do not need to know as to what is going on in the background. General purpose, as the name says, Python is used in a wide variety of application domains. For example, it is used in web development, it is used in data science, it is used in statistics, machine learning, artificial intelligence, and almost every area that you can think of, Python is very commonly used. It has a dynamic type system. Again, people who have a background in C or Java might be aware of the static type system that they use. For example, whenever you have to use a variable or so, you have to first of all declare the variable by saying int c, which states that this particular variable c is going to store an integer. However, in Python this is not necessary. You just start with the assignment and the type system is dynamic. So, Python is automatically able to figure out based on the value that you assign that what is the type of this variable. So, there is no declaration activity which is there when you start using Python. Python also provides support for classes, which means it allows you to bundle the variables and functions together into an object. This is something we will see as we get started with the tutorial. Procedural programming. So, procedural programming is a type of imperative programming which contains a list of commands bundled as a procedure. For example, if at all you have to print even numbers between 0 to 100, then in that case what happens is you have to write a loop. The loop needs to have an iterator and therefore, your code has some sort of a state. Every time it is printing a particular value, there is a state of the code. Now, this procedure is called procedural programming. It differs from functional programming, where functional programming is actually like a mathematical function. For example, if at all I have to define mathematically that I want to print numbers between 0 to 100, then all you need to say is that I belongs to integers from 0 to 100 and I is even, or you say I percentage 2 is equal to 0. So, if you define it mathematically and the programming language provides a support to print the numbers in this way, then it is called functional programming.